Hey guys, and welcome back to the second video in the series. And today I'm going to be calling it Basic Training. And the reason for this title is that instead of focusing on exactly what we're doing in our route, which of course we just survived mutant attacks in the first episode, and then basically we healed up by sitting down the bush, and now we're just getting out of the area because there is a player there. We've given our position away, and of course if he was in that vicinity he knows where we are, but we don't know where he is, so it's time to get out of there. And a very safe route to take when you want to get to some of the checkpoints in Miscreated, which I will show you, is basically this route right here. From Woodhaven straight up until you get the bridge, and that will bring you to the first checkpoint. Now again, I encounter a mutant here, and I could have basically gone across the river, and swam to the other side, which would give me a more stealthy approach in case there was a player there. But of course I didn't think about that, but that is something that you need to think about. Always think about the best route to the location you want to take, to make the chances of someone spotting you much less, and your chances of survival much higher. But of course, because I made the decision, I got a bleeding marker again, I don't have a rag, and yeah, just running to the bridge hoping to get a bandage or a piece of clothing or anything I can use. And as you can see, I'm pushing it to the max. So if there was a spider mutant here, which I was very surprised with that there wasn't, because there is normally spider mutants here and other mutants. So since there were no mutants, I think I've just arrived late to the party, or someone could still be there, but luckily for me I think somebody cleared it out, as you will see now. And then I was lucky enough to get onto this scaffolding here, and then just take my time in stopping the bleeding. So basically I have to use the piece of clothing that I've got on me, and I'm not worried about how I'm doing this. I just need to transfer it, because at around 5 to 6% of health, guys, when you're bleeding you tend to pass out. So never think zero is where you're gonna die, okay? Because if you pass out with bleeding by 5 or 4%, then you're gonna bleed to death, okay? So never think that you've got up to 0%. Always make sure that you stop that bleeding before it gets to 5%, in my opinion, because I have passed out at around 5 or 6% a few times. So yes, luckily the location is clear. Of course, you can always pick up some scraps. Normally when a looted player farms these areas, he's already got a gun, so he'll probably leave the gun for you, and if he doesn't use the ammo, he'll hopefully leave the ammo for you, like shotgun ammo he maybe leave for you. If he's got a bunch of scopes, then you're lucky enough if you can get a scope like you see here. Probably didn't need the shotgun or the bean bags, but I need it because I've got nothing. And these are great locations to pick up great gear. And the Woodhaven checkpoint is one of the safest ones, because the Brightmoor checkpoint, which we will be heading to after this, is a much more common area to get geared up, and of course a much more dangerous area. But yes, the thing that I'm thinking about here is just to show you guys all the hot spots, of course show you guys exactly where you can find loot, and of course the checkpoints, the one that I'm at now, the ones that you get on your way to Brightmoor, are unfortunately the prime location, okay, and the closest spot to the south, so you can get to it quite quickly. Yes, Hayward and the docks are the best place to find great loot, but that's right up at the north, and the chances of you dying there with not much gear on you is much higher than you dying at the checkpoints, because at the checkpoints there's a lot of trees and bushes and places for you to hide and check the area out. There's a lot high ground. In Hayward there's high ground as well, but we're talking about buildings, and yes, if a group spots you on top of a building, it's going to be quite difficult to get off there without dying. Whereas here, if a group spots you in the forest or in a bush or something and they can't kill you immediately with a prone and everything, they're going to have difficulty catching you. And because the running speed is exact, yes, there's no way for them to catch up to you if they don't have a car, okay? And of course there's always water nearby, so if you swim and you follow the stream, you know, you can make it a bit tedious for them, but never stop until you know you've lost them, okay? Whenever you run away, use the Alt key to look behind you and make sure you're in the clear. Now from here I can basically go directly to Hayward Valley. It's a long road, you can get a few cars and stuff which you can loot, but it's not the most effective route. And what I'm going to be doing now is going right across the mountain and then getting to the other side where I can try and loot the Brightmoor checkpoints. And the one that I always like to do first, because I love having high ground, is the checkpoint. If you go from Brightmoor to the checkpoint, then you'll see the main checkpoint in front of you. But if you go up the hill to the left, then there's a small little house there with a couple of tents, and then that's where I'd like to start looting, because maybe I can pick up an AR there with a bit of ammo, and then I'm at least a bit better prepared to go to the main checkpoint, you know, and see if I can have a battle and if I can win the fight, or maybe I can spot someone. Like now I've got a scope, so if I can get a hunting rifle, you know, with a few bullets, then I can snipe someone from a distance which isn't concentrating or not moving around enough, and then I can basically loot him. And with the hunting scope and a hunting rifle or a Carlington, you've got quite a nice advantage on long distance battles. But as soon as you come close to that location, close to the checkpoint, then of course a red dot or an ACOG is going to suit you much better, and it's probably better to have the AR in your hands than trying to be close range with a sniper rifle, because they can shoot repeatedly on automatic or semi-automatic, and you've basically just got one bullet where you're hoping it's going to be a headshot, where he can just repeatedly spray you. So as soon as you're in close range, a shotgun might be a good idea if you can get into one of the tents, and then if you hear someone, you can wait in the tent behind the lockers, you know, and surprise the guy. Again, you'll have to get a very close quarters shot in his face, you know, to kill him, especially if he's got armor on and of course a helmet. But then again, if you've got a Vector or you know, AT-15 or something like that, you can spray him down quite quickly. So always think about where you're going and what's giving you the best chance of survival. And because this is a survival game, guys, I don't want you to rush anything that you're doing, okay? Because trust me, when the shit hits the fan and you die, you will go through an adrenaline rush and you will enjoy that excitement, and if you kill someone, you'll feel the acceleration. But as soon as you die and you feel you rushed it too much, or you didn't think of this, or you could have done it better, you know, then you learn by that, which is always positive, but it gives you a bad taste in your mouth that, you know, you could have done it better, and you lost all that gear, and you lost that great opportunity because of taking the game too lightly. And that's why I always emphasize to live yourself into the game and try and enjoy yourself as much as possible. And if you guys want, after I'm done with this series, where we basically, I've said it in the description, but if you didn't read the description, we're not going to end this series until we've killed 3 fully geared players, until we've raided solo one of the biggest bases on the server, and until you guys have had a fair chance to get rid of me. And when we've basically killed when I've killed 3 fully geared players and I've defended myself against you trying to kill me, and I've raided the maximum base, and I've given you guys a bunch of tips on the raiding and on PvPing and different strategies like that I like to use, and exactly how many hatchets you need to get into a base. If I survive through all of that, then you guys can let me know in the comments. Luthais, I thank you, you've shown us enough. You guys think I need to try something else, and I have got other ideas, which is a bit more fun, and a bit more immersive. And yes, although I like doing these videos where I explain to you guys exactly how to enjoy the game and try and live yourself into the game, I also like to react to things that happens to me, which I can't do with the way I'm trying to tell you guys what to do while I'm showing you me playing. But yes, if you guys would like live commentary, if some of you guys feel strongly about me rather giving you live commentary in my next series, or if you guys like the narration that I'm doing at the moment, just let me know in the comments, just saying narration or live commentary, okay? If you've got a preference that you'd like me to do, just say narration commentary, or live commentary. In any case, like I said, here I'm at the top part of the Brightmoor checkpoint, which I told you about. Getting some good loot, starting to look like a real soldier here. And like I say, these are the lockers that you can hide behind. If you hear anything, always better to use live ammunition instead of beanbags. And yes, beanbags are a good idea, guys. If you're talking to someone and you want to get rid of them, or you want to loot them, but you don't want to kill them, maybe there's something that you like about them, maybe you want to get rid of them but you don't want to grieve them. Killing them with beanbags is a very nice way of doing it, okay? And if you want to have some fun with them, then letting them pass out with the beanbags and then tying them up while they passed out, and having some fun with them. Let's say they irritated the crap out of you constantly, then that would be good as well, okay? If the guy wants to log out, it's his choice, but at least you got some fun out of the situation as well. And if you guys are having trouble with the clan and you can maybe catch a clan member, try and get some info from him, try and turn him, you can really play around a lot with beanbags or the dart gun, which I've killed many players with. Basically takes 2 shots to put down anyone, so you can shoot the person anywhere, and it works out really well as well. So we're coming down, still not the best loot. We've got a wasteland rifle here that takes .22 ammo. So yes, not in the power position, but we're trying to loot and seeing what we can gather. And again, like I say, when you loot a house, try and do it as quickly as possible, okay? Try and know where you want to go. There's a lot of houses in the game that look the same inside, or that are very similar, okay? So get a feeling for every kind of room, because every kind of room will have the same kind of spawn points, okay? The house might not look exactly the same, they turn the house around. They've got various variations of the same house. And if you like this kitchen comes, is the same in a lot of these houses. Basically, most of these houses look exactly the same inside. They'll maybe change the entrance so that the garage is on the right and the doors on, and the front doors on the left. But yeah, it's gonna help you guys a lot to loot a lot quicker. Because if you focus on these things while looting these rooms, then it becomes part of your subconscious memory, and then when you enter that room, you can loot much quicker and not waste any time. So just another tip there for you guys. At the moment, using the prone in first person is great if you don't want anyone to see you. I think somebody, using a scope on that hill, to me, I'm dead as a doornail, but I like to live myself into the game. So yes, prone is probably going to suit you a bit better on a third person server. But again, if you want to live yourself into the game like me, then you must try the first person server and come and try and kill me. And here I'm just using the prone. It's a new system, I like to use it, and I'm trying to see any movement in that base. I personally hate bases that are on roads or right on top of important locations like this. And yeah, it's a message that I've been trying to get through, but I can't really get it through to the devs. I don't know why they haven't changed it. But yeah, you have to be really careful, because as soon as a clan has a base on an important place like this, then they have got the direct advantage, guys. Point one, they could be more than one, and even if there's just one guy, staying online to loot the important points, if he gets into that base, you're immediately in a negative zone. Don't know what the hell that green was, probably a spider that just exploded, but yes, let me explain it to you guys. I've killed a lot of people in their base, and the problem with that is his body is just gonna lie inside the base, and he can ask a friend to spawn in the base if he had a friend that's locked out inside the base. And yes, he can basically just ask his friend to loot his body and put it in the crates. And at the moment you can build a lot of crates, so that won't be a problem, and he doesn't even have to come back. And again, if you kill players inside their base while you're trying to raid, then they can just go find a pistol or any kind of gun if they know where to loot, and they can go hide in the bush until you start hitting their walls again with a hatchet, and they can headshot you and it's over. The thing is, when you die, you're out, okay? Especially if the base is in the middle or in the northern part of the map like this. So when you see players inside bases, if it's just a one-man base and you feel you can handle it if he comes back, or you feel that you can, maybe you've got a friend and you can get into the small little base before he comes back, then it's fine. But as soon as you're going to spend too much time at that base, forget it, okay? You're going to get a shot in your head and you're going to die. So it's just basically a waste of time, okay? Guys camping in their base is one of the worst things for me in this game at the moment, and that's why I'm pushing for explosives and molotovs and pipe bombs and grenades, and especially C4s, to do enough damage to a base that I can do an online raid. Though that's one of my biggest dreams for Miscreated at the moment, is that I can raid players while they are online. So if I can take my clan and go to a big base where people are just hoarding everything, or where they're just sniping everyone, in a hotspot, then we can kill everyone. If we win the fight, we can kill everyone in the base, and then we can use the explosives to get into the base as quickly as possible, or get to their bodies as quickly as possible, to try and loot them, so that the reward is just as big for us as the risk is for them. And that, of course, will make the battles more tactical, and it won't, give them that assurance that they can't lose their loot, because it's going to take us about 5 hours to get into their base that they've walled up. And I feel that will change the meta as well of these block bases, with 10 layers of walls, because as soon as you enable explosives to get through the walls, all of them have got splash damage. If you throw a hand grenade, if you throw a pipe bomb or a molotov, all of them have got splash range damage. So that means if I build 10 walls against one another and someone throws a hand grenade or a molotov there, then it must be able to burn at least 5 walls, or damage 5 walls that are stacked against each other, and will help me to punch a hole through the base. And the other great thing about this is that it will push people to be more original. So yes, you can see I'm done with this. I'm lucky. Guys, if you like this video, subscribe, hit that bell button to be notified of episode 3, where I'm going to push out a lot of info as well. I love you guys, and I'm not going to let go of this game, and I'm not going to keep trying for us, okay, because I know this game can be great. So get onto the Discord, help me put my point across, and see you guys in the 3rd episode. Remember, press that like button and leave those comments, guys. I appreciate it. And if you guys can help me to get to 1,000 subs, that would be fantastic, guys. If we can do it before the end of the year, that would be great. And for the people enjoying Scum, don't worry, when I'm done with this series, I'll get some in-depth info for you on Scum, and then push a big video out as well. You guys know I don't like, fooling around. Cheers, guys. Have fun.